Two of the situation I just posted on my last live. Please check my files for that. Um, yo, I just wanted to speak on some shit um, um, from the last subject. You know what I'm saying? So, the judicial system is fucked up right now. I mean, like you got the whole um, attorney general. You know what I mean? Should um, under fire right now, might be impeached. You know what I'm saying? Should for being part of the Klan Rally Act. And like I said before, you know what I'm saying, this racism shit is deeper than what meets the eye. That shit is really religion. You know what I'm saying? Should um, white people really believe that they're God? You know what I'm saying? Should in the flesh. I mean, like under this religion and those that follow it. So, you know what I'm saying? Should it's not like you're gonna talk these people out of their self belief of believing that um, they're doing some type of godly acts to rid the world of maybe even themselves. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, and it's confusing on a lot of levels, but I mean, but it's real. It's being played. It's being made real by it being played out on our time and on our watch. You know what I'm saying? In front of our eyes. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of secret societies. You know what I'm saying? Your organizations that also that a lot of these entities belong to. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you know what I mean? It adds more fuel to the fire because you know what I'm saying? They're taking um, these clubs and stuff and using them to um, frontline their defense and barricade themselves and their evil intents further into um, a society that's unknown to majority, even me. You know, so like I said, we're gonna speak on this a little bit. You know what I mean? And talk about how our judicial systems have allowed her to go 4 months with being absent to her job without impeachment. You know what I'm saying? I know if I don't show up for work for one day, you know what I'm saying, I'm fired. Um, I give or take. You know what I'm saying? So at least I'm on some type of um, wellness check. You know what I'm saying? Sure, if I'm not there after a week, you know what I mean? And so, and they probably hire somebody else by then. So, like I said, this Trump administration is showing all, exposing everything in today's American um, judicial traditions and stuff. We signed the Declaration of Independence. You know what I'm saying? To get away from um, kings and queens, you know what I'm saying? Triads and not triads, but um, is it triads? I think it's triads. Not triads, but um, the one that began with a T. I'm lost right now, and I'm quite sure what I'm saying everybody else is too because what I'm saying explaining just the um, bullshit that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like people supposed to be held at a higher standard, should be held at a higher standard and levels of accountability when um, we have real life matters that's going on, and the American and we the people. You know what I'm saying? Should supposed to be represented by a better chain of command, but yet instead we still have the same um, laws. Basically, we still have the same laws from England, still in action right now. From um, um, that's still in action today in our today's judicial system. But you know what I'm saying, shoot, and that's why Donald Trump is able to run himself and do all this Epstein Island shit off like this. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Shit, I mean, like, and this is what's really come to. You know what I'm saying? We're not really addressing the issue, which is um, the law itself. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's the same law that's been around since Henry V. You know what I'm saying? Had it. It's the same law. So with it having the same backbone and seating as it did back then to allow a king or a queen to scream out crazy shit. Only thing Donald Trump is doing right now is just sitting inside those seats that's available in the law and just screaming out all types of crazy shit. And they're saying all hell King Trump type shit. I mean, like the pedophile. Not to say that other kings aren't pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to take no credit from other kings from British colonies in England as not being pedophiles because even has a few of them tied up into um, his shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a Disney movie. Man. And like I said, I mean, like you gotta stay woke and stay focused out here, man. I appreciate your comments and shit, but you know what I'm saying, shit. But like I said, it is what it is. We gotta address these things head on. We gotta get rid of this law that we have, these laws that we have in here. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still racist, they're still biased, and they're still set up to have cowards to push and enforce their natures and shield themselves from being persecuted. You know what I'm saying? Should outright do whatever, you know what I'm saying? At any given time if they felt like it was that type of time or if they felt like it was that type of time. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, with the incineration on the White House, I really don't care about the White House. You know what I'm saying? So, like per se, because I never lived there, and it doesn't have anything that's a value of mine personally there. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I didn't personally have my Jeep parked over there, or had um, a few of my Grammys posted over there. So I'm not gonna worry about over there. Just like they don't want us to worry about things they're doing in Africa. You know what I mean? In Africa. To the African people. You know what I'm saying? So which I would definitely have more of a care about because, you know what I'm saying? So that's strikes homeland for me. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody's different. Not everybody's black. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's um, lives were so fucked up from slavery that they had a disadvantage of some sort. You know, the Holocaust was televised. You know, and you see how they still bounce back and was funded and everything, but black people haven't been funded yet. So, if we're gonna talk about it, let's really talk about it. You know what I mean? Hitler killed like um hell, I'll give it a million plus Jews. Um, King Leopold killed like 600 million black folks. You know what I'm saying? Shit for the rubber off of a fucking tree. You know, of course he's not alive, but his family has that money. You know, let's call it what it is. If you ain't trying to pay retribution for your actions against citizens, then that's exactly who you are. You know, um, White Lives Matter should be fully investigating these Epstein files because they're mostly white people. So, um, and they haven't done that. So, I guess white lives don't matter. And like I said, there's a lot of white people that's in office. They don't care. So I guess white lives don't matter. You know, but yet they'll perpetrate a fraud on everyday citizens. Try to make us go against each other. You know what I mean? And even when they lock a motherfucker up, they still want to try to control and dictate um, and act like they're creating an enemy for them, who they should attack and who they feed to. How do you switch a prison around to being something like that? You know what I mean? I'm trying to understand this. 1 minute on one hand, you're saying a prison is a place you send bad people that committed crimes. You know what I'm saying? And the law states will give you the opportunity and the leadway to fight your case. You know what I'm saying? So if you do land in prison, you could get out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So, and um, sue us for the time that we held you in there, which is at max mostly like $1 million or so. They already got the math laid out. What's $1 million to entity that's making $1 billion? Nothing. There's no real consequences. But guess what? It's not coming out of their pockets. It's coming out of taxpayers' pockets. So, now we're back into the situation. Here it is. Taxpayers are paying for prisons to be open, and you know what I'm saying, and paying for police to protect them from all these different types of people, and for a government to protect us, domestic and foreign, from threats. You know what I'm saying? Domestic and foreign. Now, the legal system is supposed to be our no, I mean food, and it's getting eating grits. It's called grits, baby, and also putting up the great thoughts of energy. Now, and the government's supposed to be protecting us from all types of stuff, domestic and foreign, and from itself. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know how much um, the government protects itself from itself, but that's the type of time that we on. But it's the reverse side of itself. They're trying to protect itself from being charged with anything or held accountable for anything. That's the type of time that it likes to run off of. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, send them reverse powers, and I like to reverse powers and say, look, we need to we need you to no, I said we need you to invoke actions on the citizens so they could be they could play each other the fuck out. So, like I said before, you have this child killer or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, they send him to prison, and the judge was like, "Yeah, we're going to send you to life and max and let the people in there deal with you." Now, we're stepping away from the law because here it is. They're inciting for hoping that one of these laws would cause people to have that's in prison to have an emotional reaction and lash out at this person and end their life. You know what I mean? Which is like a cowardly act. You know what I'm saying to me? You know what I'm saying all the way through. Because the moment a man stops um, handling his own affairs with a person is when that man stops becoming a man. You know what I mean? And so, um, you know what I'm saying? And here it is. You know what I'm saying? You have, um, um, what? You have people pegging people up against another person. You know what I'm saying? Shit to commit a crime against them. You know what I'm saying? Because unaliving a person is a crime. You know what I mean? And I'm just speaking to the conscious people. If you're unconscious right now, you're just part of the people that they will play on. You know what I mean? If you're not following me, you're just not woke. You're asleep. You're the full definition of people that sleep. So boom. No, I'm saying so if that person get attacked, jumped, gang assaulted, rap whatever, you know what I'm saying, unalive, you know what I'm saying, shoot, um, they're not gonna simply just be like, yeah, sit back, laugh, and all this ha 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 shit. No, they're pressing charges on everybody that took part in that assault and convicting them for a longest length of sentencing and screaming and shouting all this stuff. You had no restraint, you had no right and everything. But unfortunately for inmates, you can't rewind. You don't have the privilege to go to your phone and show, you know what I mean, from YouTube clip that this judge said it was he was hoping that he get unalive, and we just did what the judge was saying we wanted him to do. You know what I mean? Do we get a medal badge or a medal or something, an award for that? Yeah, you get awarded a life sentence or 25 years to life. You know what I mean? For unaliving a person in prison. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your service. And like I said, stop being fucking suckers, people. You know what I mean? This is a sucker-free environment. Like they said in the movie Training Day, you put in your own work over here, homie. You know what I mean? Go put in your own fucking work. You want a nigga unalive? Go do it your motherfucking self. Stop sitting up here um, pressing people and trying to act like there's this vainglorious thing that's gonna happen because you know what I'm saying? So people get the same mentality when they get locked up for crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like thinking like, oh, you know what I mean? So I'm innocent of this shit and I gotta fight all these niggas in this jail. What the fuck? To get free? What years we in? You know what I mean? That sound like back when Jesus was incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? Should they vote yay or nay? And because they're afraid of Barnabas, they let him go and killed Jesus. You know what I mean? Put it on the people. You know what I mean? I mean, like, think about it. If you know your Bible, you know your Bible. If you know your history, you know your history. You know what I mean? Now, on another note, you know what I mean? Here it is. We're talking about inmates right now. We're in the full shell of an inmate. You know what I mean? And the consequences of being an inmate. You know what I mean? And we're talking about the public, the general public, how they get thrown around as fucking puppets, as fucking fools all day long. You know what I'm saying? So these people master manipulate the population 24 fucking 7. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So, and they have you thinking like, okay, prison is a place where we, like how we started off, say a place where you send bad people. You know what I'm saying? Sure. To uh, and hopefully they reach some rehabilitation. Where's the rehabilitation at? There's no system set up in there. I don't give a fuck about you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, person talking to a therapist about anger management and shit like that. I don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, talk about what the real issue is. Talk about how we could see these motherfuckers for who they are. You know what I mean? So we can better fight the enemy. Because the only way how you going to stop yourself from being locked up is by being knowledgeable about the law. Period. There's no law classes in there. And the only way how people, and the way how you know that there's not enough law classes or rehabilitation in there is because a judge could sit back and say, yeah, I'm going to sentence you to this, and I'm going to feed you to them wolves over there at this maximum facility, because he knows there's no rehabilitation in there, and he knows that there's not enough education in there to where a person can go there and do their time and rehabilitate. They know that process is impossible. They know they have alligators that's there as soon as you walk in, and depending on how good you are of a fighter and a swimmer, you know what I'm saying, she dictates your survival. You know what I mean? And how handy you are with the weapon. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of weapons. You know what I'm saying? You could give them the gift of knowledge, and that could change their outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? And your situation, and help them understand that minding their business is only in their best interest versus, you know what I'm saying, should you get into a situation thinking you're going to get a cookie. And there's a lot of inmates that do a lot of things for a cookie. And that's what I'm saying, like, we got to do better. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I'm placing these things out there. Because the system already knows it's fucked up. And it's not there to rehabilitate you. So it places a higher burden of proof of rehabilitation upon a person um, by not having these things, or these things not being in any type of existence or available for you. Um, um, and plus, these people raise the bar so high that they don't even, they're not even examples of what a good citizen is. You know what I'm saying? Or what a good authoritative person is, or a person is. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not that, if you're not of that, then you have nothing to give me. If you yourself are not that, then you have nothing to give me, and there's nothing for us to talk about, because we're talking about impossible odds. You know what I'm saying? Should that, you know what I'm saying? Should you haven't been able to create or generate? You know what I'm saying? Should manifest into a building that you're trying to place a person at. This is how you know I'm human. I eat and I drink. I'm not a robot. You know what I mean? So, like I said, so like I said, man, motherfuckers, motherfuckers is really really fucked up in the head because here it is, you got inmates that once again you're hoping kill somebody for you. You know what I mean? Or ribbing up and saying, yeah, they gangsters, yeah, 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 yeah. But then in the same breath, as soon as a nigga talk about, yo, I want to go home to my family, I want to hit the streets, they start saying, oh no, you're a fucking animal, man. No, no, no. We're not having you back in the society. You see the bullshit. You see the hypocrites, hypocrites, hypocrisy. You see the hypocrisy in that shit. You know what I mean? There's nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? It's hypocritical. You know what I mean? The jail shit's hypocritical. People in the society is hypocritical, and so they have a hypocritical mind that can switch on and off and be played with. They're manipulatable. They're able to be manipulated. Um, they're sheep. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't. Nobody in society really gives a fuck about anything. But you know what I'm saying? Should get into their paycheck and laughing at who they can. You know what I'm saying? And crying for help when they hurt. You know, we gotta be one track minded, man. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I mean, like, there's definitely an identity crisis out here. You know what I'm saying? So what is it you really trying to say you want? You want people to kill people, but you don't want them to come home either. Or you want people, and you're not even taking notice to the people that don't get in there and try to kill people. You know what I mean? And you still want them locked up. That shit is stupid. You know, that shit is just the stupidest, dumbest shit in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Um, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't really listen to nobody anymore. I mean, like, I'm done. I had my fill. I already can see everything that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I done had my fill for um, caring about a lot of weirdos. You know what I'm saying? And will contradict the fuck out themselves in the blink of an eye. I wouldn't even recognize it. You know. Leave your likes and comments. And we got the 50 cent shit at the bottom too.